Today we discussing about production possibility frontier. It is an important topic in economics. A production possibility frontier is a curve that shows the maximum possible combinations of two goods or services that an economy can produce with its existing resources and technology, assuming those resources are fully and efficiently utilized. It is an important tool to solve the central economic problems. We know that scarcity is the root cause of all economic problems, and the subject matter of economics revolves around the management of scarce resources. Here we are discussing about the combinations of two goods that an economy can produce with its existing resources and technology. That means we are utilizing the resources efficiently and fully utilization of that resources. The main assumptions of PPF, fixed resources, that means the resources are fixed. There is no change in the case of resources. We are producing two goods with the existing resources. Then fixed technology. There is no change in the case of technology. We are using the same technology for producing the two goods. Then the third one, efficient use of resources. The resources are fully and efficiently utilized for producing the two goods. Then the fourth one, increasing marginal opportunity cost. The resources are not equally efficient in production of all the goods. So if resources are transferred from one good to another, the marginal opportunity cost increases. That means MOC will increase. The production possibility frontier is a fundamental concept in economics. It's illustrating the trade-off and opportunities faced by the economics. It is also known as production possibility curve, transformation curve, production boundary, and production possibility schedule. Let us understand the concept of PPF with the help of this schedule. Here shows the possibilities and the two combination of goods and the calculation of MOC. In this schedule, first we only produce pulses, and the second case we increased or we started to produce wheat. That causes to reduce the production of pulses, and the third case we again increase the production of wheat. That causes to reduce the production of pulses. Then finally we sacrifice one good for the other. That means we produce only wheat, then there is no production of pulses. Then this chart shows the MOC is in increasing rate. Then the calculation of MOC, we are using these formulas. Unit of one good sacrifice divided by more units of other good produce, or loss in good Y upon gain in good X, or delta Y upon delta X. In this case we mentioned MOC. MOC means marginal opportunity cost. The marginal opportunity cost is the rate at which the quantity of output of one commodity is sacrificed to produce one or more unit of other commodity. Here we know that we sacrifice one unit for producing the other. In first case we only produce pulses, then we sacrifice one unit for producing wheat, then the quantity of pulses reduce. That means we sacrificing one unit of the other commodity for the production of the other commodity. Let us understand the concept of PPF with the help of this graph. This graph is prepared on the basis of our previous schedule. In this case, it shows the slope of PPF. PPF slopes downwards. It is a downward sloping curve from left to right because to increase the production of one good, we have to decrease the production of the other good. This shows the inverse relation between production of two goods. Then the other property or other feature of this curve is PPF is concave to the origin. The shape of the production possibility curve is concave to the origin. It is so because the marginal opportunity cost tends to rise. Then in the given figure, point K is inside PPF. That means it represents underutilization of resources. That is showing unemployment. Then the other point, this point is attainable combination of output. Then the other point, that is L, which is outside PPF. It's represent overutilization of resources, that is showing overemployment, that is unattainable or unless there is a growth of resources. And the point D, that means the fuller utilization of resources, optimum utilization of resources. This chart is very important. It shows three situations: underutilization of resources or inefficient utilization of resources, that is K, and that is below the line, and L, that means above the line, that shows over employment or over utilization of resources, that shows economic growth. Then the point on the line, that is D, optimum utilization of resources. Key observations: opportunity cost. As the economy produces more wheat, it must give up producing pulse. The opportunity cost of producing more wheat is the quantity of pulse that must be forgone. Then the second point, increasing opportunity cost. In most cases, the opportunity cost of producing one more unit of good increases as more of that good is produced. This is due to law of diminishing return, which states that as more of a resource is used, its marginal product, additional or output, eventually decreases. Then efficiency. Points on PPF, we already discussed these points. PPF represent combination of output. Then point inside PPF represent inefficient use of resources or underutilization of resources, while points outside PPF are unattainable with the current level of resources and technology. Then PPF is a tool for understanding the concept of opportunity cost, the trade-off involved in economic decision making, and the potential for economic growth through technological advancement or increased resource availability. These are the key points or key observations of PPF. Marginal opportunity cost or marginal rate of transformation. This is the cost of obtaining one more unit of a good or service by sacrificing another good or service. Or in simpler terms, it's the opportunity cost of the next unit. That means one commodity is sacrificed to produce one or more unit of another commodity. Equation delta y upon delta x. Delta means changes in the quantity of good y, and delta x is the change in quantity of good x. With the help of a problem, it's easy to understand. A country produces two goods, cars and bikes. The PPC of the country shows that to produce one more car, it has to sacrifice the production of 10 bikes. What is the MRT? In this case, we sacrifice the production of bikes for producing cars. That means delta Y. That is the change in quantity of good Y. That is delta Y minus 10 and delta X 1 car. Delta Y upon delta X minus 10 upon 1, that is minus 10. MRT is 10 bikes per car. This means that to produce one more car, the country has to give up 10 bikes. That means they reduce the production of bikes for producing cars. The negative sign in the MRT indicates the production of one good increases, the production of the other good decreases. In this case, they give up the production of bikes for producing cars. Shape of PPF. The shape of PPF depends on marginal rate of transformation. If MRT is rising, then PPF will be concave to the origin. Rising MRT means the economy is willing to sacrifice more and more units of the other good in order to produce each additional unit of first good. MRT rises as resources are not equally efficient in production of all goods. We know that resources are scarce, so it's not possible to produce in the same units of two goods. Then if MRT is constant, the production will be straight line. Constant MRT means economy needs to sacrifice equal quantity of other good for each additional unit of first good. This happens when resources are equally efficient. If MRT is falling, then PPF will be convex to the origin. Decreasing MRT means economy needs to sacrifice lesser and lesser units of other good in order to produce each additional unit of first good. This happens when resources are inefficiently employed. Shift of the production possibility from here. Shift in the PPF indicates change in economy's production capacity. PPF will shift under the following two conditions. First one, change in resources, and second one, change in technology of production of both goods. PPF can shift both the ways, rightward or leftward. Rightward means outward, leftward, inward. Rightward shift in PPF indicates the increase in the resources or improvement in technology of production in the economy. The causes technological advancement. We know that if we are using higher technology or advanced technology, that helps to produce more goods. Then in the second case, increase resources. Increase in resources, that means labor, capital, that also helps to expand the production. Then third one, improved efficiency, better management, better organizational changes or allocation of resources, that also help to improve the production. Then the impact, the economy can produce more of both goods or services. Living standards improve as there are more goods available for consumption. Opportunity cost may decrease as the economy can produce more of good without sacrificing as much of the other. Leftward shift in PPF or decline indicates the decrease in the resource or degradation of technology in the economy. The main causes are natural disasters. It causes to reducing the production capacity, war or conflict. It is also a cause for declining economic activity. Disease outbreaks, pandemics or epidemics can reduce the workforce and it's also reduce the production. Then economic policies, change in economic policies also a cause for growth and reduce production possibilities. Impact, the economy can produce less of both goods or services. We know that just opposite of rightward shift of PPF, that means in rightward shift that increases the standard of living. In this case, it reduces or decline the standards, or it reduces the available resources and the consumption of goods also decline. Then opportunity cost may increase as the economy may have to sacrifice one good to produce the other good. Then the summary, shift of PPF reflects change in economy's ability to produce goods and services. An outward shift indicates economic growth, while an inward shift suggests economic decline. Factors such as technological advancement, resource availability, and economic policies play crucial roles in determining the direction and magnitude of this shift. Then the last topic, rotation in PPF. Rotation of the PPF occurs when there is change in the allocation of resources between the production of two goods or services. Outward rotation of PPF. The PPF will rotate outward under the following two conditions: improvement in technology in favor of one commodity, keeping the technology or the commodity constant. Then growth of resources for the production of one commodity, that means keeping the resources of other commodity constant. Then inward rotation, the PPF will rotate inward under the two conditions: degradation of technology of one commodity, that means keeping the technology of other commodity constant. Then falling resources of production of one commodity, it means that the resources of the other commodity constant. The important points, rotation of PPF indicates a change in economy's relative production possibilities. The direction of the rotation depends on the specific changes in technology, resources or productivity. A outward rotation on x-axis means the economy can produce more of that good without sacrificing as much of other.